what's good, you guys? It's Jibril, and I'm going to address my issues with the Conservative Party, also known as Tories in the UK. Alright, so the one issue I have with the Conservative Party is that they hardly do anything for the black community. Very few Conservatives, if any, have actually endeavoured to make the black community any better. And I say that simply due to the fact that we are actually doing worse than ever before, with suicide rates and poverty rates going up for black people, as well as more black children being more illiterate. I'm not really a big fan of most of these black conservative public figures, as they are simply pandering to the white audience. Now, I don't have an issue with them calling out black people and their problems, but the fact that you only call out black people and their issues and not white people for their issues or Asian people for their issues is an issue to me. Like, we shouldn't just call out one group, we have to call out everybody. Now, I agree with Candace Owens when she stated that black on black violence is one of our main issues, but I still believe racism is still an issue that we have to deal with, as there are white people in positions of power that will purposefully interfere and ravage your opportunities in certain places or not give you the attention that you deserve simply because you are black. I mean, it's literally been proven that teachers themselves have a racial bias, and the majority of teachers are white. We are currently dealing with covert racism here in the Western society, where it's almost undetectable and unnoticeable to even say that it is racism. But there are studies to suggest that every single, and I mean every single white person has a racial bias. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of us will agree that having a racial bias is pretty racist. So if every single white person, and not just white people, Asians too, have a racial bias, then that basically means every white person and every Asian is racist. But of course, not every single white person is as racist as one another, but it still doesn't negate the fact that they're still racist. I just hate how black liberals and black conservatives focus on every other group instead of prioritizing our own group, our own people, and focusing mainly on our people instead. The truth is that conservatives and white liberals don't care about black people. They are merely utilized as pawns to help each other look less racist. Like, you have to realize, bro, these Arabs, these Indians, everybody that's non-black doesn't care about black people as much as you believe. Abraham Lincoln, for example, that's known to free the slaves, actually wanted the slaves out of the country, as well as stating something along the lines of whites and blacks not mixing with each other, that they shouldn't be mixing with each other. And Martin Luther King himself stated that,
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare.
Every other group is a distraction and a fraud, in my honest opinion. Feminism is a fraud, fat positivity is a fraud, LGBTQ plus community is all a fraud, it's all a scam, it's all a distraction. And black people need to create our own political party for the sake of ourselves. Because when you donate to groups such as the LGBT group or the fat positivity group or the feminism group, you're distributing money into other white people's pockets when they already have enough. So we're essentially giving away the little we have to the people that already have enough. But for some reason, we have to feel guilty for loving our own people over anybody else. For some reason, we have to feel guilty over prioritizing our people over anybody else, when every other group prioritizes their own people. Also, I'd just like to add that I feel as if black people have to realize that when you're donating to groups such as the feminist group or the LGBTQ plus group, that you could be potentially distributing money into white people that are just as racist as a KKK member. Like, there are racist people in these groups, but you fail to realize that because they've been considered a minority. Currently, we are dealing with these black liberals that are blaming these white people for our problems and expecting white people to solve our problems, which they never will. As we have black conservatives blaming black people for our issues, for every single issue that has been caused throughout our whole lifetime, and expect us to solve our problem. Now, I believe that we should take responsibility for our own issues, of course, just like everybody else. But you should never forget and realize that white people contribute to most of our issues today. It doesn't matter what relationship you have with white people, whether it's your friend, whether you consider them to be your best friend, they're married to your uncle or your auntie or whatever. At the end of the day, every single white person, and I mean every single one of them, will never have black people's best intentions. However, I do respect the fact that conservatives are a lot more honest and they're more willing to listen. And Donald Trump has actually done more for black people than black people in the 21st century. So if black people really want the best for each other and black people, we need to start prioritizing our own people, because we are so into multiculturalism and into loving everybody else that we forget to prioritize our own people and solve our own problems. I'd even go as far as to say that we love everybody else more than our own people. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, peace, and take care of yourselves and more.